let's just start here. So go ahead and say OK. All right, so this is basically where you design forms. There's two types. There's a form and there's a view. A view is generally just kind of shows data, doesn't do any transactional type stuff.
Okay.
A good example is we have a form, a standard out-of-the-box form, where you can, at the bottom of the form, it's got a serial lot button, and you can click that, and it will show you, it will display on the screen just the serial lots associated with that, like.
Okay.
So in this case, we're going to want to add a form. So, yep. And then everything's kind of sequentially based in when you're designing something here. So I don't know how many of our forms that you've used or how familiar you are with them, but when you typically kind of, the first field on the form is the first field that you do something with.
Okay.
So in this case, if we were going to create an order, you probably would want to pick the customer that you're creating the order for. So a text field and a text lookup field are the most commonly used fields. Almost every form is built based off of those two types of forms. A text field basically just shows information. A text lookup field allows you to transact against it. You can write a SQL. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to want to start with a text lookup field. So just click that, and it puts it. You just have to click it. It will put it right on the form automatically. Okay. Now everything on the right-hand side over there is the top box is about the form. So if you want to give that a name, the very first thing up there at the top. Yep. And then kind of a standard here for us is we put the type of field that it is in front of the name.
Okay.
So we would put TXTL and then customer. So and then that right there, this is going to be the SQL to look up your customer number. So you can go ahead and click that. And this is basically adding a lookup to this field. There's two ways to do it. You can use the wizard there and build it on your own, or if you're good with writing SQL script, you can click the Advanced tab and just write the SQL as if you were in the SQL Management Studio. Part of what we do when we install our software is we created a bunch of views. So if the item masters, IM ITM IDX underscore SQL, we went out and created an IM ITM IDX underscore WV that stands for WiSys view. What that view does is it normalizes progression in ES. So if you write something in a form, or if we always recommend that you use the views, because that product will work if you're showing it to an ES customer or if you're showing it to a progression customer. ARCusfill underscore WV. That's what you're looking for, right?
Yep.
Right there. Yeah, so now that populates that little thing there. Now you can just check the fields that you want, and it will automatically build the select statement for you.
Okay, and we're going
and then the return field is the customer number, right? See where over on the right-hand side where you're kind of defining the item, and it says special data type?
Yes.
Click that little drop down there and pick customer. What this does is we do the formatting for you when you pick the special data type. So if you were to run this form against an ES database, it's going to pad that with spaces. Against a progression database, it's going to zero fill it automatically for you. You don't have to write code to figure all that stuff out. Up at the top, yeah, see the little icons? The save saves the form, so you have to do that first. And then hit the play button there. Now you can hit the lookup there, and you can test your code basically. This is testing the form. It simulates the form running. Okay?
Okay.
So now the next thing you're probably going to want to do is, you can go ahead and close that to get back to design mode. You're probably going to want to put a text field on there that shows the customer name. The name right there is basically the variable name that's assigned to that field on the form. So you're definitely going to want to assign those names. Our standard practice would be to put the letters in lowercase letters, TXT for text field, and then the name, so like cuss name or something like that. And enabled, I would leave that at false. What that means is you can, enter data into that field. And this is just going to be a display field. So you can go ahead and just hit, tab off that field, and it will put the variable on the screen for you.